Recording now. So, yesterday, I'm going to do a quick quiz with you, just so we remember what we did. How do we figure out the classes?
Highest, minus lowest,
Uh-huh.
and then divide it by the number of classes.
How do you know how many classes we had?
Just count it.
How many, rows go in this way? Or it just says in the problem. I think the problem I gave you for homework also has 5, but it's not always 5. Okay. And then you start here. How do I know what number to start with right here? That's the lowest number, so it's not always 0, it's whatever's lowest. And then you jump by that class width, which is what you find out on the left, and then fill in kind of the other half on the right. Do tallies, put your data in, count them up. What is this Greek letter called? Sigma, which is very, very funny. And it adds up to how many numbers you have. Okay, 15 for this one. Are we all okay so far? Yes.
It's about English. I don't know what is the meaning of tallies. That's it.
Tallies. Tallies is like lines that count things for us. So if I was counting to, let's say I was counting to 25, and I was looking around the room, I'd say, okay, let's see, how many, what should I count here? I'm going to count how many posters I have that I've made for classes, okay? So looking in that back corner, I've got 2, so I'm going to put down 2 tallies. And then back here, I've got 2, so that's 2 more tallies. And then here is none, and then here, I got 1. And then generally, I don't know if this is everywhere, but in American culture, every time we hit a 5, we usually put a diagonal across them. So this is just basically just keeping track of how many you have.
Oh, okay.
So like this would be 7. This would be 3. How many would this be, Louv? 13, yeah. So as soon as you see that line across, that means 5. 5, 10, 13.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Tallies in this table means like how the numbers show up in every.
Yes. So exactly. So when I see like the number 9, I would put 1 tally into this column because 2 through 9's in here.
Oh, okay.
It's just kind of like keeping a running total. Okay. Good question. Thank you. All right. So we're going to do 3 more things here. The first one is going to be called a midpoint of the class. Can anybody tell me what number is halfway between 2 and 10? 6? 6 is halfway between 2 and 10. Because 6 is 4 above 2 and 4 below 10. But there's 2 ways you can do this. One is to think about it like you just did. But there's also like a formula for this. Do you know how to find a midpoint? You learned this in any other class? Yeah?
Just add the 2 and divide by 2.
Yes, add the 2 and divide by 2. So I'm going to write here, it's a midpoint. You add the class limits and divide by 2. So for example, if it was 2 to 10, I would say 2 plus 10 is 12 divided by 2 is 6, like an average. All right. Grace, you do this one. Julie, you do this one. Louv, you do this one. And Tristan, you do this one. Callie, you're going to get a bye this time, but you're going to go first next time. What do you get? 15. Julie? Mm-hmm. Louv?
32.
33? Tristan? You say 14? 42. Anybody notice an interesting pattern about this? Not by eights.
9.
It's going up by nines. What else is 9? The class width. Remember we were jumping on 9s to begin with? These are also going to jump by 9s. Okay? Okay. All right, next is called relative frequency. Relative frequency. And I'm going to write on this page that relative frequency, the only reason I'm on a separate page is because I ran out of room. Relative frequency is what percentage is in that category. Or class. How many total data points do I have in this? $15. Do you remember we counted them up before? Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make it into a percentage. So if you don't have a calculator, go grab one. All right, how many are in this first class? How many data points were in that first class? No, that's the whole thing. How many are just in this first class? 6 out of 15. So I'm going to write 6 divided by 15 in my calculator. Do you see how that is 0.4? So you can either write 0.4 here or you could write 40%. Either one is okay. You can write it as a decimal or a percentage. Does everybody understand how to do this? Okay, Callie, you're going to do this one. Grace, this one's yours. Julie, this one's yours. And Louv, that one's yours.
Which one is mine?
Bottom one. The one with the L. Callie, what'd you get for yours?
Like 0.333.
So 0.33. We'll go to the nearest hundredth. Grace?
It's 0.06666, so 0.07.
Mhm.
What we're drawing it to.
Yep. Julie?
I don't know what we're defining, like what number we're doing.
So you're taking 2 divided by the whole, which is 15. Were you trying to do 33?
Yeah, I was confused.
Yeah, that's the midpoint of the class, and the frequencies, how many are in the class?
So I got 0.133333. It's just one.
Uh-huh.